Hey guys, this is Will of Thai BL, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into underrated BL series, the hidden gems that don't always get the attention they deserve. While big production companies dominate the spotlight with large-scale promotions, smaller shows often offer unique and heartfelt stories that are just as worth watching. In this video, we've compiled a list of must-watch underrated BL series that bring something fresh and different from the usual hits. Quick tip. Some of these shows might be geo-blocked in your country. To unlock them, use ExpressVPN. Sign up through the link in the description for a 61% discount plus 4 months free on the 24-month plan. Without further ado, let's get right into the video and discover some BL hidden gems. First on our list, Be My Favorite. Gawin is probably my low-key favorite GMMTV actor. No matter the drama, I always end up falling for his character. That was definitely the case in Be My Favorite. Interestingly, Gawin wasn't the original choice. Christ was initially paired with Mike, but GMMTV later announced a casting change, and thankfully, Gawin stepped in. His chemistry with Christ was a surprising highlight. Despite not being everyone's cup of tea, I found their on-screen connection to be one of the best I've seen. Raw, genuine, and unexpectedly moving. The series itself was a revelation. Its blend of romance and fantasy was perfectly balanced, creating a unique and emotionally engaging narrative. Sadly, Be My Favorite remains underrated. Despite being backed by GMMTV, it never got the attention it deserved, possibly due to the controversies surrounding Christ. Still, its fresh pairing, compelling plot, and heartfelt performances make it a standout series in my eyes. It's been almost 2 years since this series first aired, and I'm still eagerly waiting for a proper sequel. I can only hope it comes sooner rather than later. Much like Be My Favorite, this show offered a fresh pairing and a unique plot that had everyone excited leading up to its release. Initially, I was a bit hesitant, unsure if the storyline would live up to its promise and deliver the kind of emotional impact it aimed for. However, it ended up exceeding all expectations. The series resonated with many viewers, gaining a dedicated fanbase that fell in love with its characters and story. While the captivating plot was the heart of the show, the two lead actors were a major highlight. Both incredibly handsome, they brought their characters to life with spectacular performances. Their emotional depth and undeniable chemistry pulled me right into the story, making it impossible to look away. Every episode had this enchanting, almost dreamlike ambience that made watching it an unforgettable experience. By the time it ended, I was fully convinced it was one of the best series I've ever seen as a fan. The emotional investment it demanded and the connection it fostered made it truly special. However, the finale left us with a major cliffhanger, making the need for a second season all the more pressing. There's still so much to explore, and I can't help but hope we'll get the continuation this incredible series deserves. One of the reasons I believe To Sowell with Love is so underappreciated is because of its unique theme and plot. Unlike most BL series I've watched, which primarily focus on the romance between the two main characters and their journey as a couple, this series took a different approach. It centered more on family dynamics and the main character's struggles within his family, making it feel more like a family-driven drama with BL elements rather than a straightforward romance. This shift in focus may not have resonated with all viewers, as it lacked the light-hearted, romantic humor that some fans typically expect from the genre. However, for me, that's exactly what made it stand out. When it first aired, its refreshing and unconventional storyline immediately caught my attention. The decision to explore the main character's familial conflicts before fully diving into the romance added emotional depth and made the story feel more meaningful. It was a bold and creative choice that gave the series a richer, more complex narrative compared to many other BL dramas. Another highlight of the series was the introduction of Jamin Film, whose on-screen pairing was an absolute revelation. Both actors had an undeniable charisma that made their characters so compelling and easy to root for. Their performances were heartfelt and nuanced, making the emotional moments feel authentic and the romantic tension genuinely captivating. Though the series had more episodes than the typical BL drama, every moment was enjoyable. The longer runtime allowed the plot to develop naturally, giving the characters and their relationships room to grow. Overall, To Sell With Love was a rare gem, a series that dared to break away from the usual BL formula, offering a moving and memorable story that deserved far more recognition. It's hard to believe that the series first aired more than 6 years ago, yet I still consider it one of the most underappreciated BL dramas to this day. Despite being produced by XylonAkauMSTS, it initially premiered as a Line TV exclusive, which made it difficult for international fans to access. It wasn't until a year later that the company finally made it available to audiences outside of Thailand. Unfortunately, by then, the initial buzz had faded, and the series didn't receive the wider recognition it deserved. What made this series so memorable for me was its unique and unexpected premise, a romance between a human and a ghost. At the time, this concept was unlike anything I had seen before in the BL genre. It was a bold and creative idea that could have easily fallen flat, but the execution was remarkably well done for its time. The blend of supernatural elements with emotional storytelling gave the series a poignant and bittersweet quality, making it stand out from the typical romance-driven plots. Since then, several other BL dramas have explored the human ghost romance trope, but thankfully, they've added their own twists and flavors, keeping the concept fresh. Still, this particular series holds a special place in my heart for being one of the first to venture into this territory. Its emotional depth, creative plot, and the tender connection between the leads made it a standout, even if it didn't get the international spotlight it deserved. School-based BL dramas are often unfairly overlooked simply because of their familiar theme, and that's a sad reality in the industry. Gone are the days when BL fans would eagerly anticipate every new series, regardless of its plot. Nowadays, viewers are seeking fresh, innovative storylines that can reignite their interest in the genre. However, My Only 12% is one of the rare school-based BLs that truly captured my heart, despite its seemingly simple premise of two young boys falling in love. What made this series so special was its heartfelt execution and the incredible chemistry between the lead actors. The storytelling felt genuine and emotionally resonant, with a perfect balance of youthful innocence and raw vulnerability. The gradual development of the main couple's relationship was beautifully portrayed, making every moment feel authentic and meaningful. Of course, much of the magic came from Santa and Earth, whose on-screen pairing was absolutely unforgettable. Their natural chemistry and emotionally charged performances made their characters' bond feel real and deeply moving. Although Santa and Earth are no longer an on-screen couple, their partnership remains one of the most memorable I've seen in the industry. Their ability to convey subtle emotions and genuine affection made My Only 12% a standout series, proving that school-based BLs can still be powerful and compelling when executed with sincerity and care. Another jam film series that truly stood out was Laws of Attraction, offering a completely different kind of BL drama. Unlike their roles in To Sell With Love, where they played more tender and emotionally vulnerable characters, Laws of Attraction brought out a grittier, more intense side of both actors, especially Film. His commanding presence and layered performance were a highlight, showcasing his impressive range. Meanwhile, Jam delivered a nuanced portrayal that perfectly complemented Film's character, creating a fascinating dynamic between their contrasting personalities and values. This clash of ideals added depth to their relationship, making the series all the more compelling. Although the special effects were not particularly impressive at times, the series made up for it with its strong performances, captivating storyline, and powerful emotional beats. The chemistry between Jam and Film was once again magnetic, drawing viewers into their complex and often morally ambiguous relationship. Despite its quality, Laws of Attraction flew somewhat under the radar, making it another underappreciated gem in the BL genre. Now that Jam and Film have chosen to focus on their individual careers, it's bittersweet knowing we won't see them paired together again anytime soon. However, they've undoubtedly left a lasting legacy in the BL industry. Their on-screen partnership delivered some of the most memorable and emotionally resonant performances, cementing them as one of the most iconic BL pairings in recent years. Aside from these, the other 6 BL dramas I consider underrated and underappreciated are Triage, Spare Me Your Mercy, Cupid's Last Wish, Gel Boys, Our Youth, and Secret Relationships. These 6 BL dramas deserve to have great ratings, reviews, and appreciation from the fans just because these shows offered something unique and fresh to the masses. I won't say that all of these are perfect in my taste, but there's something about these series that made me love them despite the low ratings or not being a popular show. Which BL series do you think is underrated or underappreciated? Thank you for watching. That's it and see you on the next one.